Boom. What is going on, everybody? I always fuck it up, but I always know what I'm talking about. Happy new comic book Eve. I was going to say what if Eve, but what if is no longer there. It is done. Spoiler alert. So I don't know what people are going to be doing tomorrow. I guess sleeping in. Probably those East Coast people are happy about that because we had to wait until it's 3 a.m. to actually get the episode. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Sad that the show's over, but hey, other things are coming. Eternals. I can't remember what the next movie. Yeah, Eternal, Spider-Man, things like that. So we'll see. It's always interesting when the shows are over, especially from the spec and the flipping and the prices of books and stuff like that. It's always super exciting. So I'm interested to see what happens. We also have no shortage in news and things to talk about because, Adam Warlock was just casted, right? So that's going to be huge. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Adam Warlock. Maybe on Sunday's show, not today. Today we're going to be talking about failed spec. So the books we're going to be talking about, are they failed? Are they something that we have to put in a box and just kind of forget? Oh, yeah, Wesley, Hawkeye. Yeah, good looking, man. We're going to be talking about some books that there's 11 books on the list. And basically, we're just going to be talking about if they're failed or if there is a longer, I guess, term to hold on to them. So we'll be discussing 11 books, one of which is a DC book. So for all the DC fans that check out Newbieverse, I got you covered. Don't worry. Tonight, I am going to be joined by two of my amigos. One is going to be late. I'll let you guys figure out which one that is. Place your bets because here we go. We're introducing the first guest. Well, not guest, but you know what I mean. What's happening?
What's going on, bro? Good to be here.
Good to be here.
Yeah,
yeah. No, I could definitely tell, man. I could definitely tell. So Face, we're gonna be talking about failed spec books, whether they're dumps, whether they're done, whether these books have some value, but definitely books that when these books came out, I'd say since about February, not that they're newer books, but just when they became hot, it just goes crazy like anything, right? These books just exploded. Where are they now? Sometimes people buy the book and then they don't get it for 4 to 6 weeks because of the postal office or whatever. And then by the time they get it, the book is dead in the water. It's not valued as much, things like that. So a lot of questions, a lot of discussion that we're going to be talking about today. So I hope you're excited.
Hell yeah, bro. This is a good show. I like it. I like the premise, It's interesting to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. And guys, if you don't know, Hyper will be joining us a little bit late. He's doing some work things. Keys, Baby Gap has a sale tomorrow, so I know he's probably going to get up super early for that. And BC, Papa of 2. So if you haven't checked him out or you haven't contacted him or talked to him, he had his son on Sunday, his second son. So big shout outs to BC. He will not be joining us because he is on daddy duty, and that's where he should be because comics come second. Big congratulations to BC. Let's get the show going. We can't wait for Hyper.
Mrs. BC.
What's that?
And second, congrats to Mrs. BC, man.
Oh, yeah. That's who. Yeah,
she never gets the shout out, so yeah.
Mrs. BC. Baby Gap is more your size, bro. I don't think so, man.
Oh,
I think I wear bigger shirts than you. I think I wear large or medium. Marge. I wear a Marge, medium and large in between. But big shout outs to Keys, man. Black Crown is back on Sundays. Before we get started, got a few more amigos to talk about. So we got Big B Comics, 3 stores, 1 in Niagara, 1 in Hamilton, 1 in Niagara Falls. I am hopefully going to do the trifecta in about a week with Mr. Just Cruise. I don't know if I'm going to London. I don't know if I'm going to Barrie, but I will be visiting one of those cities. So hopefully I get to go to that Big B because that's where it all started. So big shout outs to Big B Comics, channel sponsor. Next up, we got Bleecker Street Comics, comic book pressing and cleaning. $10 a press, $5 a clean. Make sure you guys go check out his website too, bleekerstreetcomics.com. And if you're in the Southern Ontario, Niagara area, well, guess what? I got something for you to do on Sundays. Go to the flea market. I can't remember what booth he's in, but he's in a booth. Make sure you guys go check out Bleecker Street Comics. Boom. All right. Well, Hyper's not here, so I will do the chat road call. Let's get it going. First up, we got Empire Comics. So one Canadian's already taken it. Michael Baker, silver again, back to back. Hey, congratulations, man. And of course, Just Cruz, my guy, or should I say Just Bronze, aka Bronzy. What is going on? Wesley, one half of the future specs. What's happening, man? Tim, how is it going, sir? And man, big shout outs to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well after this long weekend here in Canada, because again, for our American friends, it was Thanksgiving this weekend here in Canada. And like I always say, if you guys fix your metric system, we'll probably fix our Thanksgiving. But however, somebody had mentioned to me and messaged me that Canadian Thanksgiving started before American Thanksgiving. So I don't know. I don't know how that works, but
well, regardless of all that, I had to let Tim know that you let us down with that Dynamite pick of the week last week.
He liked it. He liked it. He told me. He left a comment. He liked it. He liked it. My failed spec will be all my DC keys, which will always have value, but never skyrocket. Yeah. Marvel, what is happening, sir? Empire. All right. Dan, you are never late, my friend. Sorry I'm late. Sith Lordy and I were just on the Comic Ozzy show. Should post tomorrow. Well, we'll be checking that out because Ozzy is my brother from the 6. I said that the other day, and somebody was like, what the hell is that? And I was like Drake made it famous by saying 6. Like that is the area code in Toronto. So
the area code is just 6?
No,
just
it's 4. It's 416. It's 416, but like it's a Drake thing. It's a rapper thing. I'm neither nor a Drake or a rapper. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Yeah, BC is back Sunday, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Bleeker, my man, what is going on? I actually spec'd on Laughing Fish from Detective 474 and 475, mostly because those damn fish were about 12 covers over the past year.
They were all over the place this year.
I don't even know what book this is. I've got no idea.
Laughing Fish from DC, the Joker storyline with the Laughing Fish.
Oh, okay. Yeah. With like the 15 covers. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they were all over the place this year.
Yeah. Bleeker's at booth 56, by the way. So congratulations, BC. Hope you got a cigar recently. Hey, what's happening, man? AOA. Yes, we do eat turkey, actually. 6 my ass.
And Tim put the clarification in there on that Dynamite pick of the week, just for the record.
Drake, a rapper? Yeah, I guess it depends. It depends on how you view Drake, right? Let's say musician, but hey, nevertheless, he put this area, I guess, in on the map. So it is what it is. What's going on, Johnny? Free energy. All right, so let's get the show going because I want to talk failed spec. I want to get the conversations going because realistically, some of these books may not be dead, right? Oh, shoot. Big shout out to Roger, 3 Men in the Basement. They just had a big milestone, 3K on their YouTube. So
congrats.
If you haven't checked them out, or heard about 3 Men in the Basement, one, I don't know what your doctor's prescribing you. You should know who 3 Men in the Basement are. So make sure you guys go tune in, check them out, sub them. They're great guys, Otto, Dave, and Mr. Roger. Now, it's going to be a little confusing, people, because Roger is an adopted Canadian son to Canada, okay? So he still reps Canada, but it's a little confusing, and he's still a Montreal Canadiens fan, so it's borderline. But anyway, make sure you guys go check out 3 Men in the Basement. And yeah, Roger is just informing me, actually. It's Hockey Day. NHL just started. And I think a lot more Americans are going to know about it because this is the first year in like 10 years that NHL is broadcasted on ESPN. So, just a little fun fact for you. Little fun fact.
I mean, it might not have been on ESPN for the last 10 years, but it was definitely on other channels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, okay, hold on. Because
we're not just discovering hockey.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, the northern states, they kind of know. Northern, East Coast, like, there's more hockey fans there. In the Midwest, I find a lot of people aren't as, like, hardcore, right? So we'll see.
I guess that makes sense, yeah.
We'll see. All right, let's get the show going because nobody wants to talk about Montreal Habs. If we do, it's just going to end up being BC and Roger. So, because I'm a Rangers fan, so
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, that is what it is. All right. Is it failed spec? And that's the question that we are going to be asking ourselves when we talk about these 11 books. So let's get it going. And I think a lot of people might have these books. A lot of people might have bought these books because everybody was posting these books. So it's just going to be interesting to see what we come up with. All right. Is it failed spec? First book. We got Fantastic Four, number 356. Now, this was a book talked about by a lot of people. I know that I was talking to a few people on Facebook before the Loki show. It was posted on a comic book app that this Casey fellow was going to be something in the show. He is a train conductor, as you can see in this Fantastic Four book. Well, there's a train on it. We did not see anybody named Casey, or at least I can't even remember anybody being called Casey in the show or anything like that. But just to give you guys an example, raw copies are selling anywhere between $1 and $5. On August 13th, just when that show was going, raws were going for $34. So there was a little bit of a spike. However, this was one of those books that people were like, yeah, this could be something, and it never transpired. So, Face, I ask you, is it failed spec? Is it a book you're holding on to? Or what the hell are you doing with this, man?
Nothing. No, yeah, I would say it's pretty much failed spec. I don't think that there's because let's assume that this person, whoever it is, does show up. Does anybody even really give a shit? So even if they do show up, ultimately this book just drops back down to wherever it's at anyway, probably.
I think the problem, and whether you want to call it a problem or not, I mean, I've been very vocal. People who have hunted with me know. I don't use the app. I don't need the app. I'm pretty confident in it, in my skills. I don't need the app. I don't use it. And it's not to say I think I'm better than the app or I'm better than anybody who uses it. Hey, use it, whatever. But I think we just came up with another one of those things where like the app came up with this book. It made it spike for a little bit, like most things happen, right? And then people were just chasing this one. And, and I saw a comment, Dr. Lovebox, first appearance of who? Exactly. Like a lot of people, even when the book came out, they were like, what the hell? Like it's a far stretch when things like, hey, Casey is a conductor and this, it's a little crazy, but yeah, this one did spike a little bit. Maybe not necessarily like $100 book, $200 book, but it did spike from being a $1 book to like a $30, $38 book. So we gotta, you gotta look at that as a jump. But again, it's failed spec for me. I mean, I'm a Fantastic Four fan. If I was collecting the whole run, I would love to have the book because you want to have it, right? You can find them in high grade. I found them in high grade, but this has failed. I mean, I don't think this is going to amount to anything. So
yeah, I mean, it seems like the only real reason that you would even want this book is, I guess, if you're just collecting the run. Really, there's not much value in that first appearance. The cover's kind of shitty unless you really like trains.
That's it. What the fuck was the news about this book? So the news was that it was just a character that might show up in the Loki show. And this character never showed up, nor was it anything. So
I think it had to do no. Okay, so I think it had something to do with the guy that worked for the TVA. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude that had the Infinity Stones in the drawer.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So definitely buy this book. Probably grade it in the 9.8. This is probably a $2,000 book. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I think that's actually the correlation that was made there. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I believe that's what that was about. So.
Yeah, and Jody's right. Everything TVA was valid spec for a hot minute. Exactly, 100%. And this show is not to show how our community was exposed to a lot of the books. It was just. I generally want to know about some of these books because I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Nobody's talking about these books. So is it dead? Or is it like our friend Jake from Omega Red / Spectales says all the time? He goes, it's not dead. It's failed. It's just the fact that it's delayed, right? So I think that's a better way to look at it. Is it like, Is it something that is going to be delayed and we're going to use it later on, or is it actually dead? Like there's nothing here.
But
In this
okay,
case, I think there's nothing here. I think it's dead.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. Even if he shows up, it still feels like it's not really all that significant anyway. So,
No, he was in the show for like 40 seconds.
well, I'm saying even if it's a different character that they bring
Oh
in,
yeah,
like next, because
100%.
they're still going to be dealing with the TVA. So, but yeah, I don't think there's a lot here at all. So just it's a footnote, I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. And it's Fantastic Four. Give us some love. Big shout outs to the Ninth Wonder, my guy from the Spec U, aka Drunken Chat. Really good guy. Make sure you guys go check out his stuff. Uncanny Swag just checked in. What is happening, brother? And of course, my guy, all the way from Texas, even though he's a Cowboys fan, got love for him. J2, 1/3 of the low grades. Make sure you guys go check him out Friday nights. All right. And of course, Vancouver Comic Junkie, my brother out west. Appreciate you joining. How are you, sir? All right. This one is definitely dead in the water. Next book. Face, I'm going to ask you every time I bring this up, but is it dead? Captain America 323. Again, this one did not spike because of the fancy border around it. This one spiked because, well, we had a Captain Marvel, Winter Soldier and Falcon show. We got introduced to Mr. John Walker. This is John Walker as Super Patriot. Now, 9.8 sold right after the show. So August 21st rather, it sold for $435. Now, I will say raw copies were selling higher than $40 to $80. Currently, they are still selling at $40 to $80.
As far as it being dead, no, absolutely not. Shit, I can't remember his name. Wyatt Russell, I think.
Yeah,
Wyatt
that's the name. Yep.
Yeah. He honestly he knocked it out of the park with his portrayal of John Walker. I could definitely, well, we know given the and spoilers if you haven't seen it yet, but given how
spoiler, come on, man. The show was over in like fucking April, man. Come on.
Right. But given how it ended with the whole thing with Valeria and everything, obviously there's going to be more of him to come in the future. It's a character, and we've seen this happen where in the MCU a character is popular or more relevant, and it translates over to comics. We start seeing them more and everything like that. So I feel like there's definitely a lot of potential to have more John Walker in the future. So
I mean, yeah, it's
clear. As far as the price points, I mean, I think the $40 range right now is probably a pretty decent price for what kind of key that is and everything as far as the Raws go. With definitely room to grow in the future. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's clear that John Walker is going to have some sort of future. We are going to see him again. Now, it is important to know AOA. Captain America 354 has taken over the 323. So, but we are going to see him nevertheless, right? What role? I mean, everybody's still speccing, including myself, Thunderbolts, this, that. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But you always hear people say, always get books on the dip. I think that's some of the WandaVision stuff. I mean, let's be real. Look at the Agatha book, right? FF 94. I mean, that book dipped forever, and then last week we get that news, and then guess what? Right. Now it's back to being hot, right? So, I mean, you always want to capitalize on that on the dip. This is perfect time for John Walker stuff to to be getting, because nobody gives a fuck, man. 9/8s are not going for $435 Canadian, and even if they are, they're still cheap. Where when he shows up and that's the part that he plays or the role, guess what? We all know how it goes. Once he gets called or we see him, it's just a matter of time before, hey, you know what, that $400 is $1,000, because we're in that world now, or in that market where 9/8s are essentially $1,000 plus in most important books, right?
Yeah, I think this is his first appearance overall, right? Not just as Super Patriot, but John Walker's first appearance, period. So
I'd have to go back. Like my knowledge on Captain America stuff, not the greatest. So yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember right offhand, but I want to say I think it is.
And again, a lot of people collect these. I saw a comment. I think it was Free Energy that said it. If not, I apologize. But like, it is one of those like anniversary border ones. A lot of people do pick them up. So I mean, you will see these from time to time, more than you think. So
Oh yeah, hey, right there it is in chat. Specs man. Yeah. He said it's first one
first
overall.
overall. Okay, yeah. So we shall see. All right, Face. Is it dead? Fantastic Four, number 346. The terrain. I always think of Power Rangers when I see this one. I have no idea why, but this is the first appearance of TVA. Organizations don't really pan out. Raw copies sell anywhere between $2 and $10 now. I found a bunch of them at that warehouse. There was like a big stack, and again, $1 a book. I think there was maybe like 15 copies, so not really much. But however, because nobody really had this book graded. This wasn't a book you would grade, right? Like you're not going to grade this book, even if you were on the TVA. I don't think that this would have been.
Look at that cover, bro.
I know, but I just don't think. I don't think that even like, say you worked for Marvel or something like that. I just don't think that you would have went out of your way to pick up Fantastic Four 346 and then grade a bunch of them and then waited for that show. You know what I mean? Like I don't see it. However, during the show, the book was selling anywhere between $20 and $45. Now, it leveled off midway through the show once we knew what TVA was. But again, organizations don't really pan out that well. This is back to being a nothing book. Do you see this being dead, delayed? What are you doing with this book, man?
You know what? Honestly, for $2 to $4, I don't think it's dead. I mean, yeah, organizations don't usually pan out huge, but I mean, it kind of feels like it's something that should have a little bit of value. TVA is going to see some action, right? Exactly. I agree, man. Fucking dinosaur on the cover.
Every time I see a dinosaur, I always think of Mel V being like,
right? Because he hates them.
Shit. Which confuses the shit out of me because he loves
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur,
but he hates any other dinosaur on anything, man. So,
but yeah, no, I mean, the TV, like you said, organizations, they don't pan out huge or anything, but you know, it is one that it feels like it definitely is worthy of having some kind of aftermarket value. I wouldn't even be mad at it, you know, if the price on this realistically every day we're sitting at about $20, just because, you know, the first appearance of the TVA. So I think there's still definitely some room to grow there. TVA is going to show back up again in Loki season 2, you know. Matthew McConaughey's, or yeah,
Matthew McConaughey. What?
Yeah, right.
No, are you watching?
No, he's coming next season. You didn't know? Mephisto confirmed. No, fucking Owen Wilson. You know he was killed it as so.
Do you honestly think that, like, if you say you had a bunch of these, right? Like I just told you, right? Like I know that there's like 15 copies I can go get right now for $15. I could probably get a deal and get $10, you know, offer $10 for all 15. Do you think that this is a wise investment to hold, or would you? I mean, yeah, TVA is going to show back up. I'm expecting this Halloween to people dress up as TVA agents, right? Like it's simple costume to do. But like, yeah, I just don't know the longevity of it. I
mean, like 10, like, see, the thing is, $10 or $15, you know, for 10 or 15 copies. That's not bad. You figure whenever season 2 of Loki comes around, shit, even if they spike up to fucking $10, you're still making a hell of a return on it.
You got to remember too, though, Face. You got to remember, and should I say spoiler? But I mean, like TVA is crumbling, right? Like they're going back to destroy TVA. So like,
yeah, but I think they're gonna play an important role through season 2. Like I feel like they'll be there because, you know, obviously they're gonna keep Owen Wilson around and explore more with Renslayers. So I mean, they've got some story there to tell. So
Specs man, well, hold on, sir, because you might be surprised. Maybe that book is on the list. We don't know. We don't know.
So if you wait till season 2, you could definitely see a couple bucks, you know, on your investment.
Yo, I love Just Cruise because like when he posts shit, like he'll always be like, "Yo, I just got this for like a double or like
I mean,
right."
like
And for
he's
most
not
people, they're
wrong.
like, What does that mean?" And like it's always funny to me because I'm like, man, just put how much you paid for it. But it's always funny, yeah. He's always comparing the fines that he gets to like coffee prices. So
And I
uh,
mean, shit, if it doesn't pan out, there's a paper shortage going on. You might need toilet paper at some point. Just it works.
inflation in 20 years, you never know. You could buy it for $1 and then sell it for $1.15 in 20 years, man. That's it is what it
Right.
is. All right. Is it dead? This next book. We got Death Metal #7, fake first appearance. However, I have met people in the community who want to fight me over this every time because they've decided to stack this one instead of that other one, which is Future State 1. Fake news outlets. We don't need to name any of them, but raw copies are now selling anywhere between $1 and $3. And again, some people are still stacking it. I get it. It's a cool cover, black. You got both of them on the cover and things like that. But this is not the cover. This is not the book you want. So what do you think, man? Because people are still buying this book, and people, I kid you not, are still stacking it. So I'm just wondering, what do you think with this one?
Well, I mean, realistically, if you look at it historically, no, it's absolutely not dead because if Yara Floor is going to be a thing and everything, down the road, even if it's not her first appearance, which I agree, it's definitely not. It's Future State for sure.
It's not even her first cover, is it? Like what is it? What are we actually?
I think it would qualify more as like a cameo because as far as like the story goes, I think it occurs before Future State and whatnot. So the Future State issue. So I guess it qualifies as a cameo. So that would give it a little bit of a premium down the road, but shit, you might have to hold on to it for fucking 20 years before you see that premium. So is it really worth it in the long run? It's hard to say. I mean, if you really believe in Yara, sure.
I do believe in Yara, but I believe in Future State Wonder Woman #1.
Yeah, it's just you would just have to wait too long, I think, on this before you see it really.
Oh yeah. Like if you're gambling on this character, I think you're gonna have that long box of books for a very long time. I think
right.
You're gonna have that box for a very long time. So if you're trying to get rid of comics, I don't think that's the way to go because this character is a long-term hold. I get why people
better, like you said, there's better investments.
Yeah, 100%.
Character.
100%. Just Cruise is saying I found a bunch. I just copped 2 left. The rest I bought it as a cover buy and realized there is some spec. It's a nice book either way. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It is, that's another thing. It is a cool cover, even without her being on there.
And Specsman is right. The cover price on this was $5.99 when it came out.
Yeah.
So, and he's saying to grab them. Like he's saying grab them, grade them. So, big shout outs to Moonlight, Michelle. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. And of course, 1/3 of Pressable Defects. What's going on, guy?
You every time you do it every time. Moonlit,
Moonlight,
lit.
Moonlit. What did I say? Moonlight.
Moonlight.
Well, close, man, close. We got Miguel. What's going on, man? David Samuelson. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking it out. Moonlit.
There you go. We got it.
I got a surprise for everybody. I got a surprise.
Oh shit! Here we go.
It's Hyper.
What's up?
What's happening? I thought Face was going to be more excited for it, but I guess not.
That was very good.
Man. I'm kind of confused at how Hyper is okay with that introduction.
Yeah, you can't win them all. No, listen, sorry, man. I had a bit of a call I had to attend to before coming on the show. So
the concussion's fine, VC. So yeah. So thank you. But Hype. They were saying I had a concussion for saying Moonlight, not Moonlit.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, so we're going right into the newbieverse already.
Yeah, I apologize, Michelle. I apologize. What an exciting intro! He deserves better than that. I said I had an important guest. What more do you guys want?
You're expecting
He was
screamers
on
and
full
balloons.
tilt diva last night, so
Jeez, man.
Well, listen,
But hi,
you,
thanks
you
for
did better
joining us,
than
man.
Face. You did better than Face. Last night he just brought me in without.
I
I was checking my
do that
phone
to
and
him every time, though.
I was just checking my phone and I'm like, wait, what the hell? On screen. So
I promise next time I will. I'll bring you in with like a bigger intro. I promise. Sunday, be on the lookout because it's coming.
I may even wear a suit that day.
Oh God, Jesus.
Shit. Sleep and everything.
So hype. I don't know if you know the premise of the show, but we are doing a show called "Is It Dead Spec? Did it fail?" So we're basically talking about these books, basically just giving our 2 cents. A lot of people in the chat are giving their comments and stuff, and it's great because again, sometimes you forget information. And it's always good to hear what other people say. Also, I mean, if you're into peer pressure, well, this is good because people be like, buy the book. And sometimes people do.
Yeah.
So we are talking, I believe this is the 4th book that we've just talked about, but we were just about to switch gears to the next one. But I'd love to get your input on this book.
I'm kind of surprised because the thing is, I thought at this point, Death Metal 7 was kind of, I know that it was hot for a minute when it was released because there was a bit of confusion, I guess, but I figured at this point, this is very much a cold book in a sense that, everyone's going more after that Yara Floor and Future
State.
Wonder Woman #1. I figured that was the book now. I didn't think that this book, because like your slide says, it's like between a buck to $3. It's like, regular cover price. So, I mean, I have it because I was collecting death metal, but I mean, and you know how the community is, like sometimes like a preview is considered a cameo, so it's one of those things where you kind of want to cover your bases. But I think it's been pretty much decided that Future State Wonder Woman 1 is the book to get if you're banking on this character.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, man. But again, like we said before you hopped on, it's going to be a while before this character pops off. So yeah, grab it, especially if you can get it for $1. I mean, Wesley's on board, Specsman is on board. Like,
oh yeah, for $1, shit.
And I know, what was it? Maybe 2 weeks ago, I got convinced about that Dark Knight, Death Metal Dark Knight #1. Like I was against that book, and now like I'm not offering to sell it anymore. Like I'm holding it because a lot of people are saying, "Hey, man, like hold on to it. It could be something." So yeah, we'll see.
Wait, what's the deal with Death Metal #1?
First appearance of Robin King.
That's in issue 1? Well, I thought that was like issue.
That's the Legends of the.
Yeah, Legends.
Oh, Legend.
Whatever.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I thought you were talking about this series.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Next book, gentlemen and ladies. Fantastic Four #353. Now, this is the first appearance of Morbius. I remember a lot of people were going crazy because they're like, "Oh my god, it's also a first cover because of that like corner, bottom left corner there." Well-liked character. Owen Wilson played a great character. We are going to see him again because, like I said, at the end, this character is trying to take down the TVA and teaming up with Loki. He notices and realizes that, hey, it's all different. Raw copies selling anywhere between $2 and $50 Canadian. And the last CGC sold was a 9.6 for $180. That is very cheap. Why? Because during the show, a 9.8 sold for $750. I know that the 9.8 would probably still sell a little bit more than the 180, but I don't think it's touching anywhere in that $750 range. Nevertheless, you were talking about one of the best, in my opinion, Human Torch covers there is.
Newbie, sorry to kind of correct you so early on in the show, but I don't think the character that's going to be played by Jared Leto is in this issue. I believe he's in an ASM run. I believe it's Mobius that appears in Fantastic Four 353.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
It was probably the autocorrect, man. But yeah, Mobius.
He still says Morbius.
No.
Yeah, listen. Do we even have a date now for season 2 of Loki though?
I don't think so. I think we'll probably get some news at D23.
Yeah, it's just the only thing that we've really gotten is just a confirmation that it's coming at some point.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a character that it's gonna have his hot and cold periods. It's not gonna like
I
he's
do.
not he's not gonna carry a franchise. He's pretty much gonna be a supporting character at best. So I mean, put it this way: this book was like a dollar bin, a dollar bin book all day, every day. And then it's only after the show came, and then Owen Wilson kind of killed it as in the character role, that this book took off. So would I be spending up to $50 for this book? Hell no. There's other books that I would, put that money towards. This is one of those things that if I find it in the back bin, I'll stash it. But as much as I like the character, it's not something that I'm going to be banking on because, like I said, he's a supporting cast. He's not going to be leading a franchise.
Would you grade this,
Would I grade this?
or do you think it's worth grading?
Only if you know what? Maybe at a 9.8. I don't know if I would take the gamble anything lower than that.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. I would definitely grade this with one of the custom Fantastic Four labels up top, just because it's just because of the cool cover. That alone, I think it would look good in the slab with that that label on there, especially if you got a signature series, so you got the yellow label on it too. That shit would look great.
But wait, Face, are you
But
looking?
as far as like on the value of the Morbius first appearance or whatever, that wouldn't exactly make me want to run out and slap it. Just the appeal of how it would look, I think.
But wait, Face. So are you basing grading on the merits of keeping it in your collection, or more on the resale then?
Nah, see, I mean, that would be like for me. It would be I would only grade it if I would want to keep it in my collection. As
Oh,
a
in that
slab
case,
piece
yeah,
or
that's a
anything
different
like that.
story. Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
because I was going
As
on the
far as
angle of resale.
yeah,
So.
that's what I was meaning because like it's a cool cover. You want it for your collection or whatever. Yeah, sure, definitely. For resale value, nah, probably not.
Hmm.
It is a like it's a cool character because Owen Wilson did portray him really well and everything like that. So it's worth having some value. I would probably give maybe like $20-$30 for this for
Mm-hmm.
a
That's
nice
fair.
high condition. Just to have it as a cool minor key in my PC. We know that there's some life to the character because he'll be back in Loki season 2, but
Now,
other than that, that's probably about it.
because Geek Driven has got a really good question. He goes, do you think this gets a bump with the intro to Fantastic Four in the MCU? I think it's definitely a character that might cross paths with Fantastic Four.
But see, that's my point though. Like this is a character that'll have its ups and downs. But my
Right.
thing is, it's a character I feel will have a ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not gonna reach like certain characters have the sky's the limit in terms of where their value can go because Marvel has plans for them. A character like Mobius, I just even if he's woven into like the Fantastic Four franchise, I just don't see that character being like what is it like an Echo or like one of those characters where you saw that book now it's like a $200 raw book. It's not going to be at that level. So it's going to be one of those like minor key characters at best.
I think if, like you said, the ceiling. So I think if I would be holding this book in a 9.8 and I could have gotten $750, I probably would have sold it in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
It's insane that it
Yeah,
actually sold for that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's a really high price. But yeah, like you guys said, I mean, absolutely. There's definitely bumps for this book every time the character shows up. When he shows up in Loki 2, if he shows up, in any Fantastic Four, which that's a definite possibility. I mean, they already got a legit movie star. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next book on Is It Failed? We got Tales of Suspense 75 hype. I'm actually pumped that you're here for this because this is one of your characters. Georges St. Pierre plays your character here, but we got 3 first appearances, 3 characters we've seen multiple times, and Peggy Carter possibly continuing with the what if or whatever because she has returned as Captain Britain. Is it Captain Britain? Yeah, Captain Britain
Captain Carter.
Captain
Captain
Carter.
Carter. Sorry,
Yeah.
Captain Carter. You know, so who knows what they do animated wise, but she's still around. Raw copies for this book selling anywhere between $20 and $100 Canadian. And the last CGC sold was a 9.0 for $700. Best offer taken on August 12th.
Yeah, I mean, this book I do feel has a better upside, just because, like you mentioned, the whole Peggy Carter situation. Like prior to the whole What If show, I wouldn't have thought that this book, it's still a good book because you have a couple of, first appearances. But like I would have figured, like a lot of these characters kind of got played out in the MCU. But now that we know that there's a future for Peggy Carter going forward, I could see this having some good potential down the line. I mean, and unfortunately, you mentioned the whole Batroc. I still maintain that he died unceremoniously.
Man, he's dead. He's not coming back. It's over. Okay,
It was a very unceremonious death
Yeah.
for that character.
He's been in like 3 movies now. It's done. He's had his heyday. So
he was done
Could
dirty.
have been an LMD.
Yeah.
He
Could
was
have been
done
an
dirty.
LMD.
So, but no, I do feel that this book has a good upside because everyone's focusing on the other stuff. Like they're focusing on Exile. What is it? Number 8, number 9,
3.
Or number 3. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
What was the one that there was wasn't there like an issue 8 or 9 that was also kind of a key in that run?
I don't know, but if there is, let me know because I know a place that has a bunch of 8 and 9s.
Okay. But in any case, yeah, because people seem to be focusing on that when she's like the whole Agent Carter thing. But nothing beats the actual first appearance of Peggy Carter, Tales of Suspense, and it's an old 12 center. So even if the character doesn't pan out, it's still a good book to have in your collection. So yeah, I'm for this book in terms of its upside.
Wait, hold on a second. Let's hold on. I'm just surprised here. Okay, so Specsman is saying, and he's got a lot of great information. I enjoy when he, joins us and he's got info. Like I always enjoy him chatting and joining us. He's saying Avengers Forever 1 will be Captain Carter's first comic appearance. I picked up like 2 copies for like $0.25. So
wait, isn't that Genus Vell or something? Isn't that the character?
That's the blue cover, and like the dude is, I think it's a guy
on a chair.
down. Yeah, on a chair, right?
Yeah, it's a first appearance like Genus Vell or something like that.
Yeah, okay, but he's saying that it's Captain Carter's first appearance.
I'll
have to do some research on that.
I can't confirm or deny that at this point.
Oh, wait. The one that's coming out.
Oh, okay. There is a new series. Yes, there is a new.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Not the OG.
Okay, and what's the date for that one, Specsman? Because I need to pick this up then.
I don't even think it hit FOC yet, so I think you still have time.
Okay.
Yeah, because whenever she came into the Marvel universe as, in uniform and everything like that, had in the What If stories, she was Captain America's still. So this will it'll be her showing up as Captain Carter. So.
All right, so everybody seems to know because everybody's saying no, it's coming out. Okay, so that's good.
I was getting excited because I have a
couple so was I. I was like, oh shit, I got it.
Yeah, I got a couple of copies of that Avengers Forever 1.
Oh yeah, you guys were throwing me off. I was like, wait, what? I was like,
yeah. So December 22nd.
You're trying to remember.
December 22nd is when this book comes out. In Exile 3, she was Captain America. So so we'll see what happens. I'm interested to see this cover on this book because I mean in Exiles 3 she does look badass. She's got the shield there and everything like that. So we'll see. But again, you got to collect all of them. I'm with Hyper on this one. This is a hold for me. This is something that I would keep. It's a 12 center. It's got 3 first appearances that yes, we've already seen characters that have longevity. Again, Agent 13 too. I mean, I know it's just Agent 13, but she is going to be in the future, she is the niece. So I'm interested to see that relationship. Right? Like if say she were to come back, say in a weird multiverse way, like how is she going to act with like her niece?
I couldn't see them even bothering to address that, even if it does happen. They're just going to be like, you know what? We'll leave this alone.
You got to remember. So her niece now is basically trying to steal ideas and information. She is basically working for somebody else and selling information, where Peggy Carter is about that institution. So I think they could. I honestly think that they could. So
you don't think she's gonna bring up the more important point where how
you kiss my guy, you kiss
exactly.
my man.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna mention that.
Yeah.
You don't think that's gonna be brought up at some point?
I think so. Wesley's dropping some knowledge here, a prediction anyway. Sharon will be the villain for Armored Wars, so has legs. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. There's definitely a future to this book, no matter how you look at it, because
both Southpaw, if she's
right,
exactly.
But yeah, both Peggy Carter in at least What If has a little bit of a future, and Sharon Carter has a future in whatever they do with Captain America and Winter Soldier. So
Specs, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I will be picking up at least 3 copies of that book just because of you. So I appreciate the information. I thank you for it.
But the thing is, someone mentioned about, in a passing comment, if she might be a scroll. I really hope. I know that we're gonna get the scrolls introduced more often, but I really hope that Marvel doesn't abuse the whole scroll thing as like a cop out. Like this character's a scroll. Like it's almost like it's like almost
use it every time they need to.
yeah, it's almost like that same thing where like in a movie where it's like you kind of end the thing off with like it's all just a dream kind of situation.
We need to stop. We need to stop talking about this Avengers forever, because I do want this to be like $1,000 book, people. Just saying.
Well,
just kidding. I'm kidding.
Bro, there's no way that was ever gonna happen.
I'm kidding. All right. So this is a really good one to hold on. I know, like I saw Vancouver Comic Junkie and like Capital say, hold this book. There's a lot of people saying hold for multiple reasons, but yeah, this is a character. Even Agent 13. I mean, it's got some legs. So yeah, we'll see where this one goes. On the dip as well. This is not as expensive as it once was during that show.
Yeah, and Geek Driven. I'm not saying that she wouldn't be a good candidate for a scroll. I just don't want Marvel to go down that well too often, where it's very scroll heavy. Where like any time they need to kind of use that card, that they're playing it too often. That's my point.
Yeah. All right.
Well, it'll be a little harder with the scrolls having been set up as good guys. So.
That we know of.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be. I'm sure they're going to fall on both spectrums. I'm sure.
Right.
All right. Next book on. Is it failed spec or is it delayed? ENIAC #1. That one per store drama. This thing was selling for $150 to $250 Canadian. Date of release. Now selling in a 9.8 for $108. So I mean, there's still a bit of money to be made, but not something I was into. I was did not chase this. I know people were like, you need to get it. I did not get it because I didn't want to chase it or want it, and I'm glad I didn't. If you have this and you love it, hey, great. This is just not something, I don't even know if it's spec. It's just the fact that the one per store stuff kind of made a few people go crazy.
Wait, right? What one per store stuff? What do you mean?
I thought this was only like one store got it.
Oh,
I think you think you're the button.
No, it was just it was just a really really fucky distribution with Bad Idea. It wasn't one per store, but only certain stores.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was certain stores qualified because right. So that's what it was. Yeah.
The one per store was like if you were the first person to order that copy from your shop, you get some kind of button
pin.
From Bad Idea.
Yeah, the pin.
Yeah. Not one per store, people. Not one per store. Yeah. I think Face is the only one that has this in our group, and
he actually has it.
I think he does. I think Face is the only one. I know Keys doesn't. I know I don't. I know you don't. Maybe BC has it, but I don't think so.
I don't think BC has it. No. I mean, unless he found it somewhere out of the city, because here in Montreal we don't have any shops that sell Bad Ideas, as far as I know.
I think this is dead. I think if you can get $108 for this, I think you take the money. Like 100%, I would take that money. Like there's nothing left here.
That's a steep drop.
I disagree. I'll be honest. Because like I got the whole miniseries and it was actually pretty good. It does feel like something that could be adapted to television or possibly, I mean, even maybe like a long movie format or something like that. So I could see them doing something with it down the road, and that would probably be a better time to sell it. A bad idea, that it just doesn't. It feels like there's something's up there with that whole thing. Like there's going to be something more to
Great.
come from. I don't know if it's going to be a bad idea necessarily, but some iteration of them down the road. So I could see them picking up some more of this ENIAC series.
Well, hold on. What is the future of Bad Idea though? Like, wasn't there the whole thing that aren't they supposed to wrap up?
Yeah,
How do you bring
it-
back
it-
death?
it-
Oh
it's
wait,
kinda-
it's comics. You can bring them back next week. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they can really do whatever they want, and they probably will. Like,
Marvel is saying, newbie, how didn't you get on this? All 3 Big B stores are listed as retailers. I was not lucky, man. There's a lot of books where like you'd be surprised. Like there's some that I get like, if I order it or if I let them know ahead of time, I can get it, right? Like Something is Killing the Children variants. I was on 16 when it came out. I got the one in 25, the one in 50, things like that. Others, other people beat me to it, and it is a small area, so they don't order as much, right? So,
But I thought if you just walked in and you said I'm newbie, I figured you'd get the
no,
Bad Idea.
I am
right
I'm pretty humble when it comes to that stuff. I'm like, hey, I'm Joel. What's going on? Do you have this book for me?
So you don't have comic retailers just jumping on the hood of your car and just waiting
No.
to get your autograph or anything like that?
No, just young girls, screaming and wanting an autograph. That's pretty much it.
Well, they're probably screaming. That part you got right.
Judy saying, this book will never be dead spec. Face has at least one copy of everything from 1988 present. It seems.
It's true. It's true.
not quite. Damn
Just
near,
play
but not
the
quite.
newbie verse card. Duh. Yeah. No, I'm pretty like I don't know. We had a situation when me and Hyper met with Comic Dude and stuff. Like I don't know. I'm pretty I'm not like the guy that's like I'm fucking newbie comics. What's up? Like
You didn't tell the people about your incident at Denny's?
no, I think I did. I think I brought it up and I was like trying to hype you up. And then the waiter actually said that
No, I was in the washroom when that happened apparently, and then,
Yeah,
and
so-
then I left.
okay, really quickly. So what ended up
that's
happening
probably
it was me, Hyper, Keys, and Comic Dude. So the waiter asked us like, oh, where are we from? What we get together? We said, oh, comics, we're all buddies, we're just meeting in a neutral place. The waiter goes, it's me, Keys, Hyper, and Comic Dude. And the waiter goes, oh, Comic Dude, yeah, I've watched your videos. I know who you are. And we were all like, oh shit, oh okay. So then he goes to Hyper and says, oh, do you do it too? And then I started hyping up Hyper and being like, oh man, yeah, this guy, and da 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 da, and Hyper's just like, hey, what's up? Yeah. So it is what it is. And then we had the waitresses like wanting to take pictures with us and stuff like that. I gave them a card. I hope they didn't think that we were like millionaire or like pretty like 100,000 subscriber YouTubers or anything like that. But yeah,
I think that she probably thought that we were like Logan Paul level, and then she was sorely disappointed.
Yeah, when she went home and looked y'all up, she was like, "Fuck."
Ramirez is saying, I walk around Target and tell them I'm from the low grades. Yo, I'm just expecting like, oh man, I don't know what I would do, man. Like if I went into a place, I'm like, hey, I'm newbie comics, so like, can I just get that? I think they would just look at me like security aisle 3. Like I just think that's what would happen. So
Listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like I know myself well enough that I probably should not have fame or anything hit me because I probably will have it hit my head. So it's probably good that I'm not at that level yet because I know that you said that you try to keep it humble. I can't front and say that I do the same. I'd probably milk that cow dry if we ever got to that point.
How about you fucking divas get to the next book?
The waiters were hitting on you for the YouTube money. Influencers coming through.
Poor face.
Oh.
He
This
has
is-
the
Nope.
he's
Nope.
on the short end of it because he has the avatar. So it's
Nope.
like
I'm definitely not on the short end.
Face
at
could
all.
actually be in your local show or your local Denny's or something, and you wouldn't even know. So just keep an eye out. I mean, look for the guy or listen for the guy who swears or says fuck like 150 times, and I'm pretty sure that's Face.
that's
So.
like half Americans.
Don't you know who I am?
You'll
I'm
find a
hyper
lot of people.
fucking combo.
Yeah, that's that probably sounds about right.
Do you know who I am? I've gotten yeah. Well, thank you, Southpaw. Appreciate it. I'm just a humble guy. I'm humble. Now I know, buddies of mine are gonna be like, shut the fuck up. But like, yeah, I'm just a humble guy. I don't know. All right. Next book on. Is it Failed Spec? Fantastic Four Annual 25 Loki show spec. First appearance of, somebody pronounce this because I'm not butchering it, but it's basically that purple smoke, that lion thing. Copies were selling for $80 Canadian during the show. That is insane when we think of the aftermath and what it actually ended up being. Raw copies now are selling anywhere between $10 and $35.
Hyper, you want to take that name?
What is it? Anachronauts?
Perfect.
Anachronaut.
I'm gonna call it the purple smoke. That's it. That's all you're gonna get from me.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
It's easy. Anachronauts.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the Aloth. Aloth?
Yeah. Yeah, it should be Alioth.
Yeah, Alioth.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But wrong book. No. This is the book I wanted, but this is still the Loki show spec. This book did heat up a little bit, so yeah. I never ended up finding this book until afterwards. There are a few places that still have this book for $1 in dollar bins. But I could definitely say that this is probably a bust. This is dead. I don't know what.
I don't know about that.
What?
I mean, look, because the thing is, we just got introduced to. We didn't even get introduced to Kang. We got introduced to. I think what most people would consider was Immortus. It wasn't even actually Kang himself. So,
Or what's the other one? No. It was Immortus or the Above All. No.
He Who Remains.
He Who Remains.
Yeah,
That's
He Who
what it is.
Remains.
Yeah.
Look, there's different possibilities of how MCU could take Kang and his whole Kang, like his generals and all that, and how they're going to introduce him. So this could very well be a possibility, because I think there's also another first appearance in this book, which like a particular city or something that they reference. I have to look back on this book, but I actually grabbed I remember I grabbed two of these at the shop. And anytime you buy more than one book of a back issue, the LCS gives you like a double look. So I was thinking he was gonna price me up because I got doubles, but he kind of let it go. Look, it's a cheap spec. I know that this, like you mentioned, was selling for like seriously, $80.
$80.
Yeah, that's absurd.
That's insane, man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
insane.
absurd.
And people were hyping this up though, because I know some people were posting about this before this character and all this showed up at the end of that show. And I remember when this thing exploded for like 2-3 days, and it's never been the same. But I've seen this book in dollar bins now.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, but not so much now. I mean, I feel like I would have saw this in dollar bins, but I feel like these books are drying up in the back issues. People seem to be grabbing these. Because I'll see the other issues of Citizen Kang. I'll see, because this was split into 4 different series.
Kang.
Yeah, Citizen Kang, the miniseries.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, because this issue is part.
God, don't you know?
I was like, what the fuck?
No,
we didn't see him.
This was part of a 4-issue run that was what is it? Captain America, Fantastic Four, Thor, and I can't remember, Avengers. They all had an annual that had a part in this. The other 3 you could find easily. So it's this book that's the hardest to find. What is it?
Yo, I cannot unsee this now. I'm always gonna think of this as like a cereal box.
It does too.
It does look like a demented cereal box from hell. Yeah.
Right? It really does.
Yeah, it's like the Lucky Charm prizes or something. Yeah.
Real and cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
X-Men is on this one. He's really on this one.
But again, this is one of those things where you with Kang, there's so many ways that the MCU can, just based on his storylines that he has with what is it, Uncanny Inhumans. Like Kang has been in different parts of Marvel publications, so you don't know which part they're gonna extract in the MCU. So that's why it's a bit dicey when you start betting on Kang. Like other than his first appearance and some of his other notable um, moments, everything else is very much like a toss up. Like how
I
you're gonna
thought
go about
I
it.
thought the city was actually in annual Moon Knight #1,
Chronopolis.
Mm.
Uh,
a book which I spec'd on many moons ago. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the first appearance when you see that. So maybe something to look out for. I don't know.
I will do the research because I do have both the Moon Knight and this book, so I could check that out and see. Because I know that the Moon Knight had several first appearances, but more like different versions of Moon Knights. But you're right, there is a city I think referenced in Moon Knight Annual as well. But
Yeah.
I'll check that out. But yeah, like I said, with Kang, it gets very dicey in terms of which books you think will have long-term story. That's why I never go high in terms of value when I pay for these Kang books. If I find them cheap, it's more like a grab and stash,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak.
Yeah.
So in this case, I grabbed it and I have them in my long box, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some definitely room um, to have some appreciation for this book. I think probably maybe $10 to $20 for something like this, a little bit down the road, is probably a fair price, being that it's a minor key. I don't think that I would pay much more than that though. So yeah, if you
Hmm.
find it in dollar bins, and you've got room, you're willing to hold on to some books for quite a while or whatever, uh, you know, sure, why not pick up a copy or two? But I just can't see it ever really like exploding to anything huge. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Again, like a lot of people are saying in the chat, though. I mean, if you can find it for under $5, maybe flip it down the road. I mean, it's not the worst investment you could make.
right,
But
right,
but this is what happens though, because the thing is, like when you have like let's say a character only has a few keys that you could focus on, generally those books tend to be consistent in their value. When you have a character that has multiple different keys spanning different titles, it's impossible for everything to maintain its value, which is why you're gonna have a lot. It's like the same thing like with Miles Morales. Do you remember
Yep.
for sure.
uh, when that whole PS5 reveal came? A lot of Miles, anything that had like an
That was
iconic Miles
all of
Morales
last
cover.
year. That was all of 2020, realistically, though.
If
Anything
you look at
mild was, yeah, exploded.
like if you look at it now, like a lot of like some of those Miles books survived like the wave and they're still maintaining, but a lot of them have dipped.
Yeah.
And you could kind of find them significantly cheaper than what they were going for like 2 years ago. So it's the same thing like with Kang. It's impossible for these books to, like I said, unlike like his major appearances and all that, those will always kind of have its place.
Yeah.
So
Well, as we're speaking about Kang, if I'm correct. Oh, no, I'm not. Goddamn. Well, the next one on the book is Avengers 23, first appearance of Hype. What's the name?
Ravonna, Renslayer.
Ravonna. Super popular book during the show. Of course, it's an early Avengers. It's the 23rd issue. It is a 12 center. Raw copies were selling anywhere between $40 and $127 Canadian. The last CGC sold was a 7.0 that sold for $688 July 16th. Now, that is a long time from now. I finished this thing like a month ago, so there could be newer sales and things like that. But let's just work with those numbers right now. $688 for that seems a little pricey, but again, you have to remember this character is probably going to be a character we see again, so there could be more spikes. She was super popular. $700 for an early Avengers. I mean, I get it. It's just damn. When I look at that price point, there's so many other books that I'd like, regardless of how amazing the cover is. Like Vancouver saying, yeah, it is a great cover. It's just, man, that's pricey.
Yeah, I mean, just on the historical aspect, I like this book. It's an early Avengers book. You know, like I said, I'm partial to those 12 centers. So in that case, it's a book that, regardless of whether she ever appeared on the show or not, it's still a book that you'd want to keep in your collection if you can find one. Now, in terms of if you're specking on this book for its upside, I kind of put this almost in the same vein as Mobius. I mean, obviously, this one has a better, higher tier than Mobius, because Mobius came at a different era. This is during the Silver Age. So, again, it's almost like you kind of have to look at how are they using Ravonna right now in Marvel publications. She's very much like a background, like, or a supporting character. It's kind of funny. She was lately in the spotlight because of that whole Moon Knight series. Sorry, not Moon Knight. Kang. What was it?
Yeah,
issue
where
number...
she became.
Yeah. Yep.
She became Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, and then people lost their shit, and now that book is, for whatever reason, is like a $15 book or something like that.
Yep. Kang the Conqueror #2.
Yeah, I don't understand why people would think that has much of an upside. That just seems like a cool moment, and nothing more, nothing less.
How about America Chavez as Captain Marvel? There's a book for you. Hawkeye 3.
Yeah.
Wait, America Chavez was Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Hawkeye 3. It's a pretty cool cover. I found like 10 of them, so that's why I'm bringing it up. So
okay, that's why.
Just trying to push the book. No, I'm kidding. I don't push.
Well, at least you're not pushing Ludocrats.
Right.
Yo, that thing's on a trend, man. One just sold on eBay for $625.
Did you buy it?
Wow.
No,
yeah, he did.
no.
He definitely bought it. He needed one more.
Oh, fuck no.
Listen. Like I said, this is
or was it, sorry. Empire saying Captain America. One of the captains, either Marvel or America. Can't remember.
Yeah, there's a big difference between the two.
Yeah. I think it's America. You're right.
It was definitely America.
it was Captain America.
Slight difference. Again, this is a book that's worthy to be in a collection, but on the spec side, that's where I'm kind of like, because you'll see people paying like $600 for a 7.0. I don't know if they're paying that much hoping that it's gonna be higher down the line, but again, I'd be cautious of this book, because again, you just kind of have to look back and see how is that character used right now in the comics, and I just feel like there's a ceiling in terms of where they'll go with her in the MCU. So, like I said, good for the PC. I don't know if I'd do this on the spec side unless I find it on the cheap.
I don't know. I mean, I think for the raw prices, you're probably pretty safe in picking those up. Just being as you only have to really hold them until season 2 of Loki comes around, and you're going to see a spike because she's coming back for that.
Yeah.
So people are going to be interested. The fucking CGC prices though, no, hell no. But I generally think that almost every time the CGC prices come up there, because I figure why wouldn't I want to buy it raw and have it graded myself, save myself a bunch of money. But yeah, the raw copies for $40 or whatever. I mean, $127 that might be pushing the high end for sure. But yeah, $40. Yeah, you're probably safe when picking it up for that for the wait till season 2.
Just Cruise picked it up for $26.
Nice. That
is pretty good. But he sold it quick. So, but he wanted to get a book. But again, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're a millionaire or Elon Musk, I mean, let's be real, guys. We all want to keep all our books, but there comes a time where you do have to flip that book to get something else, or you notice that it's dying, or you don't want, it's not desirable anymore. So, it happens, right?
Yeah.
I think this book has a lot of potential. I think she's going to be a major role in the MCU moving forward. Again, there's a lot of moving pieces with multiverses and dimensions and things like that. So who knows? As long as Kang's around, I think she's going to have a place. So we'll see. But speaking of Kang.
Well, hold on. Before we go on, spec spin seems to be high on that Kang #3, which is releasing tomorrow. He's saying apparently that
everyone is going to read Kang 3 tomorrow, and the tone will change.
Yeah, there's definitely some rumblings going on about that being
Iron Man returns and is Captain
Legless again.
No, come on, get the fuck out of here.
I have the Kang series pulled at my LCS, so I'll definitely check that out when I pick it up.
Well,
You
let
know
me
what,
know
though?
if it's worth
It-
picking up because I didn't pull it. But I
you
can
probably
probably maybe still get it. So we'll
You
see.
may wanna, you
use
may,
that newbie diva influence and get it from Bigby.
yeah, because it,
We'll
it
see.
seems like Kang and Moon Knight issues lately I've noticed have been drying up at my shop. So you may wanna.
Oh, Moon Knight. That's because I mean, I've been saying it forever, but I mean, I guess there are some sources now saying that the trailer's coming on D23. I
No,
think that's
I'm talking about the
that's
current
some.
series,
Oh,
like
well,
the
yeah, that's
current
because
one,
the
the
Moon
whole Hunter Moon,
Hunter Moon, whatever the
yeah.
fucking yeah.
Well, you
Oh,
know what?
Spexman
Yeah,
is saying it's not worth picking up. So all right, well, you're saving me.
Okay,
Iron Man.
I mean, I was gonna pick it up for the read anyways.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's a good
Speaking of
series.
Kang, next book. We got Avengers 269. This is a Kang versus Mortis, first appearance of the Council of Kangs.
Mm.
I found this book. I found 10 copies for $1. I was very vocal about it. I ended up selling 8. I think I'm down to 1 copy. I ended up selling all of them for about 20, 25 bucks. So kind of lucked out. But this thing was selling like crazy. Raw copies now back to being $2 to $10, 9.8. Unless you were super early on this when this like came out like years ago. I mean, 9.8 is getting to that $288 range. That's kind of crazy. It is a cool Kang cover, I guess, because we were introduced to him, so nobody could nobody pinpointed who it was, even till now, right? Like we just talked about it, like who was it? I mean, we could all say, oh, it's this person. But however, until they come out or until we learn about it in the show or movies, we're not really gonna find out who it is. We could be wrong, we could be right. Who knows? Now, this book. It's got a little bit of potential, but again, the dip is there. The dive is there. The book is not selling as much as it used to, or it's not as wanted and sought after. So, what do you guys think is the verdict for this one?
This is almost like a copy paste with that other book with the Fantastic Four annual. Like these Kang books, they're very much like going to be a case where it's going to be out of sight, out of mind. Like we're like months removed from the Loki show, so people have moved on to other things. Kang is still there, like in people's minds, but not as prominently as it was a few months ago. So this is a book that will probably get its upside. Yeah, that'll probably get its upside in a few months, like once you see more rumblings of Kang. But yeah, like I said, with Kang, it just becomes very dicey how they're gonna go, what direction they're gonna go with this character. So this is one of those things that if you find it cheap like Newbie did, I'd grab it, stash it, but I wouldn't go on the premium side and pay like, significantly higher than,
No, there's no way I'm paying $288 for a 9.8.
No.
I'll tell you that right now. There's no goddamn way.
Yeah.
Definitely not. I mean, yeah, this fits into that $2 to $10 range, for sure, with some quick flip potential down the road and everything like that. So that's not. It's just there's so many iterations of them, like Hyper was saying and everything like that. It does get hard to pick out which ones are going to be the most important keys and everything like that. But the Council of Kangs, it's cool and everything. It's just hard to see it having any real solid potential for the future other than like that quick flip if they show up or whatever.
I think it's going to rise again once Kang shows up again. You're going to just see all these books because again, we don't know which adaptation we got, right? So
yeah,
because the thing is, the hobby is not like how it was like 10. It seems like we're getting a lot more publishers and a lot more properties that collectors, they can't have their hand in every single pot, so they kind of have to. It's very much like a short attention span hobby at this point, where if something else hot comes down the corner, that ends up taking its place, and then that's why if you look at these top 10s and all that, it's never consistent. There's always new stuff coming on in those top 20s, top 10s. It's
sure.
not there's rarely books that ever maintain its status on a week-to-week basis, like on a few weeks basis. So
yeah. There's a few people talking about 267, so I think it's only right that we bring it up. So I guess this is the first appearance of the Council of Kang. So I apologize. Also, in the description is also noted for being the origin of Ramatut. Again, another character that has a Kang, like one of his identities. But this one was more sought after than 269. Right, this is the one that a lot of people were going after. This one I just saw at a show for about $200. Which was crazy, but I mean, it adds up. It was raw, mind you, but raw copies of this are selling anywhere between 40 and 125. Well, that's a lie because I just told you one is selling for 200. Now, whether they got $200, that's a different story. I didn't stay to find out. However, 9.8 just sold in. I say just because my mindset is still summer mode. But August 11th, I'm sure there's been another one since, but August 11th, a 9.8 sold for $1,188.
I'm sorry. I can't get over the fact of how high his boots are. It's like if this guy squats, I have a feeling the edge of his boots will probably whack his nether regions or something like that. But
you could probably rock those boots in that hypercation shirt though.
Oh gosh, no. Yeah.
Look, I think the more shocking thing, whether you notice the boots or not, is the fact that this is basically a $1,200 book in 9.8.
Yeah, but you know what? I gotta believe that's an outlier. I can't see that being a very consistent sale. That seems like something
that was on eBay.
No, I get that, but I'd be curious to see if there was several sales at that level. It feels like maybe it would have been like an outlier. It just seems kind of
like a fluke. Somebody got a little too excited.
Like someone sold it and his auntie bought it, and so something like that. Yeah. So listen,
I would much rather have FF45, FF46, FF52.
But yeah, I mean,
Iron Man 1. Like there's so many books. When I look at some of the prices, I'm like, God damn, you.
But that's my
you
point.
Wanted this over that? That's crazy.
Who wouldn't want those books? Like again, this is why when I see figures like this, I get very skeptical about the integrity of these sales. Like, because you know how some of these fishiness happens on eBay and all that. So I'm looking at this going, yeah, something's not right. And again, not to sound like a broken record with the other two Kang books, but it's just the same argument like with this one. It's just I'm very weary about Kang books in general. I only buy them if I could find them at cover price or less.
Dude, I might be able to sell Ludacraft 1 to this guy for $100. So I want to know it too. I want to know it too.
You probably could get away with that. This, like this one's definitely got more potential than the last book. The last one, again, it's cool cover, but really not a whole lot more to it than that. This one has, I think, even better cover, much better cover, regardless of the boots that he's rocking and how much Hyper's jealous of them. He just doesn't want to admit it. But yeah, given that this is, I guess, the actual first appearance of the Council of Kangs or whatever, that $40, that feels like it'd be fairly safe. You knowing that there will be some spikes down the road every time that he shows up and everything like that, especially if they do show up. So you can't go wrong with the raw price. Now that CGC price is fucking nuts. And yeah, chat and you guys have already said it all as far as that price. We all need his name and number so we can offload some extra shit that we got.
Yeah,
I have a lot of virus books that I need to unload.
That's right. Crazy.
Like,
damn you, Donny Cates.
That's a lot of faith right there. That's a lot of faith.
Well, like, what do you think the ceiling is gonna like? Whoever bought that book is probably thinking, "Oh, this is gonna be a $2,500 book." Yeah, there's no goddamn way. I mean, I wish you all the best, but like,
yeah, he must have 80 years from now, maybe.
Look. I'm just thinking. Okay, let's just say that the sale was legit. If that was the case, I would like to see the rest of his collection. He must have a stellar collection if you can buy this and drop $1,000.
That's fuck you money right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I don't give a fuck money. Go after proven. Come on. Yeah, I mean, different people, come in with different strategies or things that they want to collect, right? So we'll see where this book is, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I named like 6 books that I would rather have at that price point than that one. But
I could name a whole lot more than 6.
I mean, this could be somebody that really loves Kang, and he's got all the Kang books except that one, and that's just what he wanted to do. He wanted to pull the trigger. You never know. Or maybe money's not an object, and that's what he had in his pocket, and he's like, yeah, fuck, okay, this much, right? So
He needs a financial advisor then.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, man. I know a few people like that. They just you'd be surprised. Money's no object to them. So
I wish I knew those people.
Yeah.
Well, that is the show. We're gonna have another one of these in a few weeks, so stay tuned for that. Next week, I believe next Tuesday show is the after hour show, but you will find us on Sunday, 9:35 p.m. Eastern time. BC's making his return, so that's gonna be pretty dope. 3K video is coming shortly. I promise you, it is gonna be filmed and edited again. So that's going to be out, and there's another video. And then that's pretty much it on my end. Fellas, what do you guys got coming up? Hyper, please don't tell me you got 2 videos. What do you got coming up on your end, man?
I do Instagram.
This motherfucker.
Yeah, follow me on hyper.combo.comics.
Yes.
I'm guessing that question is addressed to BC.
Yeah. Has Baby 2 arrived? Yes. Baby 2 has arrived.
Yeah.
Why'd you get nervous, Hyper?
Yeah.
Yeah, so hyper.combo.comics on IG. Follow me there. I try to post the stuff that I hunt and the books in my collection. I should be getting on the YouTube game, but I'll be honest, with work and everything and all that, I just spend more time hopping on these guys' channels than focusing on my own. So in time, I'll let you guys know. But I think Face has a bigger news than I do for next week.
Why, we got something going on?
I believe so.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got a show next week. Monday at 7 or some shit, right?
Yeah,
No,
something like that.
Next week, yeah, we got a huge show next week. It's gonna be a great show, guys. We got giveaways going on. I know I've got several books to give away, and there's a few other people that are giving stuff away on the show. Also, I honestly cannot remember who all is giving away what, to be perfectly honest. We've got a fuck ton of guests that are stopping by to join us. So,
some of them are actually in the chat.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's a long list, so I can't rattle them all off, but you definitely want to check out the show next week and join us at 7
p.m. Eastern time next Monday, guys. So enjoy tomorrow, New Comic Book Day. Enjoy. I believe Halloween comes out this weekend, so that's pretty dope. Make sure you guys go tune in to Scream, because that trailer just dropped and I love it.
Wait, hold on. Halloween's this weekend?
No, Hype. No.
What? No, it's like
No. Halloween, the movie?
Oh, the movie. Okay, I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. I was pretty sure that Halloween comes out.
My sentence was
Halloween
comes out this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I misinterpreted that as Halloween, the holiday.
Which is right.
Halloween is not a holiday either. In Canada or the US, it's not a holiday.
You know what I'm saying.
So, but yeah, Halloween's coming out this weekend. Scream 4, I think it's 4. Yeah, that trailer dropped today, so go check it out. It's pretty dope. If you're too young to remember Scream, go watch all of them. They're pretty dope. Neve Campbell, Canadian, she's in it. She looks sexy as hell. And yeah, good luck tomorrow on New Comic Book Day. There is no what if. Remember, don't stay up hoping to see that. And yeah, guys, we'll be back at it Sunday at 9:35 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully, we got all 4 of us or 3 of us, because I think Face is working. But we will have 3 or 4. So that's it for us. Later, guys.
Peace.
Peace.